Hey everybody, back with another tabletop review, this time of a Springfield Hellcat. This is the original small version, not the Pro. This one, when you purchase it, comes with one 11-round magazine, which I have here, and also a 13 that makes your grip come down a little bit further. This one, the 11 rounder, is your flush fit magazine. This firearm right here, I use it for personal protection. Got a few hundred rounds through it. It's been flawless. I trust in it. I can say that if anybody out there is looking for a quality firearm in a small package that's easily concealed, and you're okay with some snappiness from firing a small firearm, this is a good one. It's right along the same size as your P365 from 6 Hour and the Smith & Wesson Plus is slightly bigger actually. The P365 and the Hellcat are pretty much the same size except for a little bit of difference in grip angle. And then the Hellcat also did the one up on 6 Hour for the flush fitting magazine, because SIGs only hold 10 in a flush fit and Hellcats hold 11, which there are a few other firearms in this category that do hold 11 now. I have done a few aftermarket upgrades to this to make it just the way I like it. Let's take some measurements here. Our slide is about 5 3/4 long, close to 6 if you include the little beaver tail there. What I really like about it is this distance. Our grip height is right at 4 inches. And that is what makes it very easily fit in a pocket, which is where I keep it. Pants pockets, short pockets, jacket pockets. It's a pocket pistol for me. And I run the 11 rounders flush fitting so that it'll slide right in and out of the pocket very easily. The longer I make the grip with an extended magazine or a pinky extension, makes it not as nice of a fit. Too tight to slide in and out, especially if you're panicking to try and get a pistol out of a pocket. That's not a good thing. So, as you can see, I've put some Talon grip tape on this handle here, and I highly recommend using this. Even though the Hellcat comes with a grippy surface that's not too bad on their grip, it's just not coarse enough, in my opinion, for me to stay in my hand while I'm shooting. With this on here, there's a marked difference in my ability to stay on a target that I'm aiming at. If I can show you here, there's what I get on it. There's my purchase right there. Like 1 3/4 fingers. However, because I have this grip tape on here, it's coarse enough that even with hotter hollow points in this, I don't have any issue hitting a bullseye at 15 or 20 yards. Without this on here, I'm shooting low and left because I just can't keep the gun steady enough in my hand while I'm pulling the trigger. And for some people, it's probably even necessary on a longer grip firearm. It just depends on the person. But the better grip you have, the tighter you can hold the pistol in your hand while you're pulling the trigger, it helps you. It helps you to stay on target, hit what you're aiming at, which is very important. So this is an optics ready slide. However, I don't make use of it. I just happen to find this version of this firearm at a better price at the time than the non red dot ready slide versions, surprisingly. And it was from like guns.com or something like that. I don't know if it was a screw up by them or what, but I got a good deal. Okay, also, instead of a red dot, what I'm running and what I prefer is I've got here an Arma laser green laser sight. It's a very bright green laser. This laser just clamps around the trigger guard and the itty bitty spot right here on the bottom of the slide. And what I like about this laser in particular is that right there, as you can see, those are two little contacts. Now, that is what turns the laser on. As soon as your skin crosses those contacts, your finger becomes the switch. When you take your finger off, laser goes off. Finger on, laser is on. So you don't have to worry about fumbling to push a button and turn it on. It's just on as soon as you put your grip onto the firearm. There is options on that little button right there to have it flash or to be on solid. I don't remember if there's a third option. Other than the grip and the laser, I've also done some trigger work on this gun. Before I started the video, I did a measurement on the total weight, and that's where it pulled at. Just under 5 pounds, like 4 3/4, and that's where it pulls pretty much every time. And I believe that was a Powder River Precision spring kit. Yeah, Powder River Precision, I believe. I kind of mulled over what triggers to go with. This is actually an aftermarket all metal trigger, and it is a Hive trigger, HYV, I believe, and it's adjustable. Now, I don't really highly recommend that trigger. I thought I'd give it a try, and honestly, I had to do a lot of taking stuff apart and putting stuff back together before I got the adjustment right to where the trigger was reliably going off every time it's pulled. If you adjust it to where there's almost no take up on the trigger, you can very easily lock up the works in here, and it is hard to get the slide off to fix what you've done. So how I have it set, there is take up that you would normally have to most stock triggers. It's not a whole lot. That's the wall. That's the brake. It's a really nice brake. But it is overall better than the trigger that comes with the Hellcat, which has definitely some room for improvement. Wish they would have done like their meta triggers in their larger pistols. That would have been nice. I think maybe they have a nice straight crisp trigger in their new echelon pistol. That would have been good for this one, something like that. Who knows if they'll release an updated version of the Hellcat anytime soon with a better trigger. Smith & Wesson released a better trigger on their M&P Shields, the Shield Plus. I believe they have a flat trigger option for it now. So, come on, Springfield. Very reliable pistol as it sits. Like I said, since I first got it and have done all this stuff, it has been very reliable. Never had a misfire, a failure to feed, a failure to eject, anything like that. It's been very reliable, which is why I carry it. The laser, you got to check the zero every once in a while, because it's bouncing around on your body, and it's not a steel to steel mounting, it's a plastic to plastic. So even though I have had to zero it a couple times over the course of a couple years, it's still a wonderful addition, I think, to this pistol. It doesn't add to the overall size this way or lengthwise, so it makes no difference for that being there, coming in and out of a pocket. If I pulled out of a pocket and just had to shoot from the hip quick, the laser's gonna get me easily shooting in the center at 10 to 15 feet on a 10 to 15 inch plate. Very easy. I've tried it several times. It's not a problem. Shooting for distance isn't exactly something that I would be planning to do with this ever anyway, so the laser doesn't have to have a dead nut zero at 50 yards. Anyways, I can say that I recommend the Hellcat for sure to anybody who's looking at them and is interested. It's been a very fine firearm. Before this one, I had a Ruger LC9S Pro that I carried for several years. That was a reliable little gun, and I had it set up much the same way. Never messed with the trigger on it because I thought it was okay. But I decided a couple years ago to upgrade to this pistol because 12 rounds beats 7 or 8. I think that pistol was either a 6+1 or a 7+1, something like that. And then of course my extra mag isn't another 6 or 7, it's 13. So that's all I've got for this one, guys. We'll see you next time.